Are these the ones? Believe that. What's up guys, Vinny here with Sneaker Tweaker and welcome back to another video. Today we have a highly anticipated performance review on the Adidas AE1. Now this shoe is one that honestly I didn't know what to think of when I first saw it, just with the honeycomb pattern and everything. And honestly, it feels weird, it looks weird. This is the With Love colorway, and they do have some other colorways coming out that do look pretty sick. I think the blue one, which I thought was the Timberwolves colorway, is actually called the New Wave. But again, this one isn't bad at all. I started liking these more and more whenever I got them in hand. It looked pretty funky, again, whenever I saw them online, the leaked images and everything. But it's crazy because the second these things dropped on Adidas, they sold out. So I had to get mine off like Foot Locker. It was gone. I mean, the marketing Adidas did for this was absolutely great and continue to do. And it's very reminiscent, at least to me, for like old school shoes whenever they did these things back in the early 2000s, late 90s. That's what made shoes fun, and I think that's why Adidas has had the success that they've had with this shoe. Is it's not just a great performer, spoiler alert, but it is also a well-marketed shoe. Without babbling on too much more, let's get into it. As always, let's start it off with the traction. Now the AE1 features a pretty much, I would say, an exaggerated herringbone traction pattern. It just goes super wide and long, and it's more so like these, I guess I would say, decoupled arrows just going down, but it is essentially a herringbone pattern. And in this colorway, it is a translucent outsole. And I gotta say, this thing just right off the bat worked like money. I mean, it was able to stop on the dime. It was able to honestly play through dust. Lately, our gym floor has been a little bit dustier than it normally is. They tend to keep it clean, but it has been a little bit dusty lately, which I'm glad because it gave me the opportunity to play on dustier floors. And I do try and do that as much as I can with other shoes, take it to other gyms and whatnot. But with this one, I didn't have to because, again, they did not maintain it well for these last couple of weeks, I would say. And then all of the balls in the gym are deflated, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna ramble on about that. Anyway, this thing worked like a charm. It was able to bite the floor through dust. It had a nice squeak as well for those of you that like feedback. I wouldn't say it's anything too crazy, but it's like right in the middle. If I had to give it a rating, I would say, 6, 7 out of 10. But it's not, squeak doesn't equate to performance. However, for those of you that like it, it is there. Now, as far as the durability of the outsole, it does have some fraying on there. It's not a crazy amount, but I would say this would potentially be good for outdoors. Again, keep in mind, it is a more pliable outsole. So you could play in it, it may last you, but it really depends on the type of outdoor floor you're playing. If it's like gravel and whatnot, it'll probably grind down a lot faster just because of the ruggedy surface. But like a cement or flat top, you should be good. Adidas generally does make good shoes that are decently durable for outdoors. Again, traction, work like a charm, has that squeak to it for those of you that like the feedback. And then also, I would say it's decently durable. Just with most other shoes that I put through this kind of testing, they have a lot more fraying than this did, which leads me to believe these would last a decent amount outdoors. Now, as for the cushion, this features what Adidas calls Jet Boost. And I gotta say, this thing is comfy as hell. And not only that, but it's got a good bounce to it, a nice slight bounce. And Jet Boost essentially is a mixture of light strike and boost, and you do have essentially full-length boost, but it's coupled in or just carried in a light strike carrier. And honestly, it feels super nice, like I said, and it offers a great amount of impact protection. And on top of that, you do get good court feel. So for those of you that essentially are guards and do like to have that court feel, you are going to get that out of this, but you're also going to get great impact protection. It's not going to be anything crazy, but you are going to get that, and it is going to essentially provide you a good mixture of court feel and of cushion and impact protection. For the fit is well, it's Adidas, so you know what to expect. I would say go down half a size. They do fit long, just like with most Adidas shoes. Now, I wouldn't say the Harden 7s or the Harden Volume 7s were like that. Those ones I was able to go true to size, and there wasn't like too much space between the toe, or I guess the edge of the shoe, and the edge of my feet, or the edge of my toes. But with this one, I got probably a good amount of space. I would say, again, go down half a size. However, I would also say try this on in store. That's probably the best thing you can do before buying it, just because it is a funky fitting shoe, but that's more so because it is Adidas, and for some reason they do that. Even they can have an amazing performing shoe, but the fit will still be off, and I don't know what it is with that. It is also wide foot friendly, so for those of you that like, or for those of you that have wider feet and are wanting to find shoes that are more accommodating and shoes that are great hoop shoes but also fit your feet, these would be one of them. You may also be able to go down half a size even if you are wide feet, because I am a slightly wide footer and I can go down half a size, so I would venture to guess you can as well. But again, try that on in store and you'll be able to get a better idea of that. As far as materials and support, that's made up of this honeycomb thing is essentially all rubber, but you do also have mesh and textile just all over. It's synthetic materials, just like always. I mean, with most shoes, that's what you're going to get. The toe box area, the top right here, feels like felt. And then you do have this heel counter, which looks like carbon fiber, but it isn't. It's just layers of TPU or plastic, and it does feel like carbon fiber. It looks like carbon fiber, but it is not carbon fiber, but it will give you the same performance aspect as carbon fiber, just the way it's designed. And just for its original rigidity, there's not really, I don't see a shank plate per se, but it's pretty sturdy, pretty stable. You're not going to have any like twisting and turning of the shoe. Overall, it's a really nice supportive shoe. On top of that, if you guys do see like these honeycomb areas, it's perforated. I mean, essentially it is mesh underneath, and there's a lot of breathability and open holes that allow for breathability, so your feet don't really overheat in these things. Again, this shoe is money, and I think for a first signature shoe for Anthony Edwards, I mean, that guy's a baller. He's just going off. I mean, he's got Timberwolves in first place in the West, and the Timberwolves were not relevant with Cat. As much as he'd like to say he changed the game, he didn't. But Anthony Edwards, I gotta say, I'm on that bandwagon. He's probably Jordan's son and doesn't even know it. For the weight, the AE1s in a size 9 weigh 1 pound and 1.4 ounces. So it is, it's beefy, but hey, it's a great shoe. So if you are wanting to hoop in these, you got to take that into account. AE or Anthony Edwards, he's the one that everyone wants to be like now, the one that people want to hoop like. Jaw's right there too, but again, unfortunately, Jaw came back and then his season ended. I do really love his shoes as well, but I believe this shoe in general is in contention for potentially one of the best debut signature shoes of all time. The marketing of it, the performance of it, it's just an all-around great shoe. It gives you that, abstract look, just the way it's designed, and it will make heads turn, and whether for good reasons or bad reasons, whether they like it or don't, but it is there. It's going to make heads turn. I have seen people in the comment section say they have trypophobia, but it might be worth it just to get these shoes, and I felt that. As for the price, the AE ones do retail in at $120. So again, if you guys are wanting to cop and Adidas does not have it, feel free to check out places like Foot Locker. $120, and for a debut signature shoe, I think all of them have been around that price, between the $110 to $130. Great shoe, great price. Believe that. And as for the box, the AE ones do come in I would say a decent box for a first signature shoe. It is one of those drawer style boxes, so it does open up, and you do get two different laces. You get the black laces, but it does also come with these pink laces. Both of these laces are pretty nice. I was going to do just the pink laces, but decided to mismatch them, and it looks pretty cool. And I think that's a pretty common theme with all of the colorways that are coming out. And I saw the new wave one, and I did see the one, I think the white one is called the Stormtrooper colorway. All of these I think look really nice. This one I think is probably the least nice looking one, but the other ones, they look super clean. If you guys are wanting to cop these, Adidas is going to have them on their website. Foot Locker will have them as well. They'll probably have them in store on top of that. So if Adidas does run out, keep in mind you guys can always go to places like Foot Locker and get these. They do have them available. Now, a lot of people also ask us where we get our basketball socks from. The answer is from Amazon. They come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as one pair of Nike Elite socks. The ones we have are these 2 muted colors, which the white one and the black one, and they are quarter length. So if you guys like quarter length, they have them available in that, but they also have them in the high top version. Like I said, they come in a pack of 3 that costs just as much as the Nike Elites, and these are pretty much the same thing, but without the Nike branding. They're cushioned, they're ventilated, and they're amazing socks, and they last a long time. If you guys do want a pair, hit the link in our description down below and go grab yourselves a pack. Not a pair, grab yourselves a pack. If you guys have played in the AE1s already, let us know your experience down below. If there are any other shoes you guys would like us to review, again, comment down below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.